Welcome to our introduction of App LLM, a groundbreaking tool from Abacus AI that will change the way you build apps and websites. Let's dive in and see what makes it so special. So, there's this new tool called App LLM from Abacus AI, and it's genuinely one of the more interesting things I've come across lately. You just tell it what kind of app or website you want, and it builds the whole thing for you. No coding, no setup, nothing complicated. It's all based on this idea of vibe coding, where you just set the tone and let the AI handle the rest. It feels like the future of building stuff online, and yeah, it actually works. App LLM has been launched at Abacus AI, and I've got to say, it's a great way to dip your toes into AI-driven development, even if you're not a coder. This new tool is part of the Abacus AI suite, which also includes Chat LLM and Code LLM. You can actually sign up for one subscription to access all of these, and it's just $10 a month, which feels like a steal considering how much you can do with them. App LLM is pitched as the perfect tool for non-techies who want to learn about vibe coding, or for folks who like the idea of building websites but don't want to wrestle with complicated deployments. Everything's basically set up by assigning a computer and a web-based IDE to the app you create. The AI is hooked into all these different tools that the folks at Abacus AI have developed, so you don't have to stress about hooking up complicated servers or hosting on your own. What's neat is that if you decide you do want to tweak something yourself, you can always go into the app's code editor and do a little manual editing. On the other hand, you can also just tell the AI to make the edits for you because App LLM can respond to your prompts. Alright, let's dive into the features and functionality of App LLM. This tool is packed with everything you need to build, tweak, and perfect your app or website. It's designed to be user-friendly, so even if you're not a coder, you can still create something amazing. From drag-and-drop components to customizable templates, App LLM makes the whole process a breeze. Plus, the AI-driven suggestions help you optimize your design and functionality on the fly. It's like having a personal assistant guiding you through the entire development journey. If you break something, don't worry because App LLM includes a versioning system. You can revert to an older iteration of your app. You get a built-in checkpointing feature that stores previous versions. So, if you're messing around and eventually decide that your design was better 2 steps ago, it's super easy to go back. There's a limit of up to 5 versions that you can step back to, but that usually covers the big changes you might make in a single session. Once you're happy with the results, you just hit deploy, and your app goes live on a shareable URL that Abacus AI sets up for you. Even after you've deployed, you can keep messing around on a draft version, then push a new deployment when you're ready. The main angle here is that App LLM is designed from the ground up for non-coders. It's all about letting AI build your website or app for you. If you've got a small business and you want a simple landing page, or if you're just curious about what it's like to have an AI do most of the coding for you, App LLM is a great place to start. One of the coolest parts is that you can share your finished product right away with people who can access it via the abacusai.app domain. Since it's still in beta, you don't have custom domains quite yet, and you also don't get database or authentication support. But that's all on the roadmap for future releases. You can totally see how having an AI build a site in a single click, then letting you refine it with easy prompts, could be mind-blowing for newcomers who don't want to fuss with HTML, CSS, or back-end logic. In this section, we'll be looking at how Abacus AI stacks up against other similar tools and how well it integrates into existing workflows. Now, there's a bit of a distinction between App LLM and Code LLM. If you're a more experienced developer and you want to truly accelerate your workflow, you'll probably enjoy Code LLM because it gives you advanced coding suggestions, debugging help, and a deeper level of control. But if you're someone who's basically like, look, I just want the AI to build me a website and I'll do a few minor edits, then App LLM is where you'd want to start. What's great is that you don't really have to choose because both tools are included under the same Abacus AI subscription. On top of that, Chat LLM is also available. It's basically an all-in-one assistant that has access to some of the top language models, plus web search, video generation, and image generation capabilities. So, you might end up using Chat LLM for brainstorming your design or coming up with imagery, then flipping over to App LLM to do the actual building of the site. It's all designed to fit together nicely. Now let's talk about workflow and iteration. With these tools, you can quickly iterate on your designs and functionalities. You start with a basic idea, and then using Chat LLM and App LLM, you refine it step by step. This iterative process allows you to see immediate results and make adjustments on the fly, ensuring that your final product is exactly what you envisioned. The workflow with App LLM is actually pretty straightforward. You open up Chat LLM or the specialized interface for App LLM and you type a prompt like, "Build me a landing page for a brand new book club." Within seconds, you'll see the AI start coding out a multi-page site. You can watch the code generation happen in real time. Once it's done, you'll see the finished site in a preview window, complete with text, images, and maybe some interactive elements. If you see something off, maybe the color scheme doesn't match your brand or you want a special form where your audience can sign up for something, just tell App LLM in plain English. You can say, "Please add a sign-up page so new members can register for the book club." The AI will revise the code, regenerate that part of the site, and you'll see the changes instantly. If you decide you're not happy with the changes after all, that's when you can revert to your older version. You get up to 5 reverts, so you can iterate in small steps rather than trying to fix everything in one giant leap. Vibe coding is all about setting the mood and feel of your project. It's like giving your site a personality. And hey, don't worry about keeping up with the latest trends. Future updates will ensure your site stays fresh and modern. Just sit back and let the AI handle the heavy lifting. For folks who do want to learn some code along the way, this iterative approach can be a fun form of vibe coding because you see how your directions become actual HTML, CSS, or JavaScript. App LLM is meant to handle both front-end and some back-end tasks, though, as I mentioned, it doesn't have database support or user authentication just yet. That's something Abacus AI is planning to roll out in future updates, along with custom domain hosting, so you're not stuck with the @abacus AAI app subdomain. There's also talk about adding Stripe support for payments and possibly enabling you to build more advanced full-stack apps, including mobile apps in the future. But even now, it's a powerful tool for building static websites or simple apps that can be shared almost immediately. One of the coolest demos I've seen was someone typing just 2 words, photo editor, and App LLM generated a fully functioning photo editor in a matter of seconds. Then, the user typed a prompt saying, "Add more features." And the AI agent churned out an upgraded version with additional filters, text overlays, stickers, and the ability to download the edited images. In this section, we'll dive into some examples and error handling techniques. It's crucial to understand how to manage errors effectively to ensure your app runs smoothly. Let's get started. Seeing something so functional appear from such a minimal prompt is pretty jaw-dropping, and it really sells the idea of vibe coding. Another example I came across was a financial tracker that let you add your stock portfolio, manage your transactions, and even had some data visualization. It took one prompt to get the initial layout, and then a couple of clarifying messages to shape it into a more robust app with multiple pages and a nicer theme. If you do run into any errors, you can copy the error message from the integrated IDE and paste it right back into the chat app. LLM will usually figure out what's wrong and fix it automatically. That's part of the reason why some folks call it an AI-powered developer. You don't just get a code generator, you get an agent that can read logs, identify issues, and propose solutions. And if you like to do it step by step, you can break your prompts down. You might say, "Can you add a new page to talk about the story behind this brand?" Then once that's done, you can say, "Hey, can you change the theme to a beige and brown palette?" Then you follow up with, "Now can you switch the font to Centeria script?" Iteration and usage limits are important to consider. When you're working with these tools, it's good to know how many iterations you can run before hitting a cap. This helps in planning your project timelines and ensuring you get the most out of your toolset without unexpected interruptions. This incremental approach really helps you keep track of each iteration. And if you ever realize you made a mistake or that an earlier version was better, you can use the revert option to roll back. You can only do this for 5 previous versions, so keep that in mind if you're making a lot of rapid changes. App LLM also comes with some usage limits. With your monthly subscription, you can build 5 different applications and do 2 deployments. Each time you develop an app, it does use some of your compute points, just like any conversation with AI might. If you end up building a bunch of apps or you're doing heavy experimentation, you can buy extra compute points as you go. That might not matter so much if you're just messing around on a small scale. But if you get really into it, or if you're a small business looking to generate multiple pages or practice vibe coding for multiple brands, it's good to know you can scale up if needed. Synergy and conclusion. A big highlight is the potential synergy between Chat LLM, Code LLM, and App LLM. You might be brainstorming your concept in Chat LLM, generating images for your site in that same environment, then flipping over to App LLM to have the site itself coded out. If you're comfortable with coding and want advanced help with logic or data structures, you switch to Code LLM. It's basically an ecosystem that can handle everything from your initial idea all the way through to the final deployment. And once you deploy, you get that friendly URL that you can share with clients, team members, or potential users so they can check out your creation instantly. Vibe coding's caught on fast, and with tools like App LLM, it's actually super easy to try. Even if you've never touched a line of code, it's still in beta, but between what it can already do and what's coming soon, like custom domains and database support, it's definitely worth keeping an eye on. Alright, that's it for this one. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a like and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you in the next one. Alright, that's it for this one. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a like and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you in the next one.